Hello again, ladies. These are the answers to Quiz 2 Part 1, the multiple choice section of Quiz 2. And so if you would, I'm just going to read off of my laptop here, so please bear with me as I go through these as quickly as I can. Question number 1. Which of the following is the best example of something that is not fundamental to distance learning education? So this was a question checking your one of your vocabulary words, fundamental. Which of the following is not fundamental to distance learning education? Well, the answers were a teacher, a student, and an iPad were three of the answers. Right now, all three of those are fundamental, basic parts of that distance learning education. A classroom is not fundamental because obviously we're not in a classroom and we are still continuing with distance learning education. So the answer was a classroom is not fundamental. Number 2, doctors and nurses are important parts of the medical. The answers were technology, frontier, theory. The correct answer was industry. Doctors and nurses are important parts of the medical industry. Number 3, the store manager attempted to blank the thief from his store. The correct answer was expel, one of our vocabulary words. It was not export, import, or attract. It was expel the thief from his store, to force him to leave by force. Question number 4. Which of the following is the best example of sedition? Now, that should ring a bell with Anne Hutchinson. Anne Hutchinson was brought up on charges of sedition. Which of the following is the best example of sedition? The best example was a sermon that encourages people to break a law. And so going against, either speaking out or do actions against the government, a sermon that encourages people to break a law would be an example of sedition. The other answers were a speech that inspires people to visit another country. No. A poster that influences people to buy a certain product. No. A television commercial that promotes a candidate for public office. No. Sedition is working against the government, so that sermon that encourages people to break a law, that would be an example of sedition. Question number 5. Which of the following items would be most likely for the United States to import? Vegetables like corn and tomatoes? Nope, we grow those here. Fruits like oranges and lemons? Nope, we grow those here also. Farm products like eggs and milk? Nope, can get those locally as well. Fruits like mango and papaya, those are tropic, exotic type fruits. Even though we may have them, those are imported. Those are brought into the country, grown elsewhere. Question number 6. Which of the following is not an example of a consent? The United States Constitution? No, that's an agreement. The Mayflower Compact? That was another agreement. An election to decide a new governor? We agree on who the new governor is going to be based on an election. The example that is not an example of a consent is a war between Native Americans and colonists, because that is a disagreement, and so that is not a consent. Question number 7. Because most parts of the earth have been explored and studied, many consider outer space to be the final blank. Civilization? No. Industry? No. Triangular trade route? No, you'd have to have a couple of other points of travel there, so no. The correct answer was frontier. People consider outer space to be the final frontier, an area that is unsettled, beyond the place that is settled. Question number 8. If you were a newcomer to the Massachusetts Bay Colony and you disagreed with the Puritan leaders' beliefs, you would be most likely, it actually says, you would most likely be blank. Forced to live in a certain part of the colony? No. Arrested and sent to jail? No. Made fun of by other colonists? Maybe. Sent to another colony? That would be the correct answer. Sent to another colony, or even back to England. Question number 9. Which of the following was not a belief of Roger Williams? People should not be punished for disagreeing with Puritan leaders? No, he believed that. The church and colonial governments should be separate? No, he believed that. The colonists should be free from the rule of the Church of England? He believed that. Which was not a belief? The Native Americans should be allowed to live in the Massachusetts Bay Colony? No. Nowhere did we come across that in our readings or in our notes, the questions that I gave you. Question number 10. Which of the following does not apply to Anne Hutchinson? Did she question the authority of Puritan ministers? Yes. Did she begin holding religious meetings in her own home? Yes. Did she attract many followers to her beliefs? Yes. Was she found innocent in a Puritan court? No. They found her guilty of sedition. Question number 11. Thomas Hooker left the Massachusetts Bay Colony because the correct answer was he thought a colony's government should be based on what its people wanted, not what its leaders wanted. The other answers, the wrong answers, were the Puritan leaders wanted him to become a colony leader. No. He heard of a new settlement in New Hampshire. No. Governor Winthrop was tired of receiving letters from Hooker about separating from the Church of England. Well, that might have been true, but that's not why he left. He left because he thought a colony's government should be based on what the people wanted, not what its leaders wanted. Question number 12. Which of the following is not true about the fundamental orders? Did they come about because of an idea by Thomas Hooker? Yes. Was this the first written plan of government in North America? Yes. Did it allow all landowning male colonists to elect their leaders? Yes. So which was not true? It did not cause the beginning of the Pequot War and other Native American conflicts. It was completely unrelated. Question number 13. Most of the conflicts between the Native Americans and the colonists were, the correct answer was caused by land ownership issues, not easily resolved by sitting down and talking, not caused by the Puritans' belief in one God, not recorded in Governor Winthrop's book, The History of New England, which I made up, by the way. Pretty sure he did not write a book, much less that book. Number 14, the correct answer. In literature, students learn about irony when a situation seems to be the opposite of what is expected. So what was ironic about Metacomet and his father Massasoit? The correct answer was Metacomet fought the colonists, but Massasoit assisted the Pilgrims. The other answers are kind of plays off of that, but they're not true. Metacomet assisted the colonists? No, that's wrong right off. Both men fought the settlers? No, Massasoit did not fight. Both men assisted the settlers? No, Metacomet did not assist the settlers. So the one that is ironic was Metacomet fought the colonists, but Massasoit assisted the Pilgrims. And finally, number 15. As discussed in this chapter, King Philip was what the English called Metacomet. That was the correct answer. He was not the King of England at the time. He was not the King of England after the colonies were settled. And King Philip was not the king who chartered the New Hampshire colony. Pretty sure that was Charles II. That's in your notes too. So those are the correct answers for the multiple choice section. The next video is going to tell us the correct answers to the two short essay questions. See you in a bit.